All right. Now I want to move on and talk about the case of Andrew Coffey, who has been getting a lot of attention, particularly from right wing media, and in a way to compare him to Kyle Rittenhouse, saying that, like, hey, look, uh, this is a case of self-defense, and this black man was able to be acquitted of on self-defense grounds. And people saying that if Kyle Rittenhouse was black, he wouldn't have gotten away with it. Here's the comparison. Now there's a major problem with this, and that's one of the reasons why I really want to talk about this case. Now, first of all, Andrew Coffey is innocent, didn't commit any crimes. The police broke into his father's house. He was sleeping at the time. They came in on a night raid, throwing flashbang grenades, acting like, they're in Afghanistan. And so he thought he was being robbed, or, the cops don't break into your house at the middle of the night and raid your home. That would be, something criminals would do. And so he fires at what he believes are intruders, which turned out to be police officers. The police officers then return fire, killing Coffey's girlfriend, who I believe was sleeping in the bed with him at the time, Artilleria Woods. And so that is the murder that Coffey was charged with. He didn't actually kill anyone. He was charged with a felony murder because the prosecution alleges that he shot at the cops, and so they charged him with obviously a felony attempted murder there. And so in commission of that felony, the cops then shot his girlfriend, and because of that, Coffey is guilty of murder. And so again, he's rightfully acquitted of this. This is like pretzel logic to its absolute absurd degree that the state would even try to get a conviction on something like this. But nonetheless, they try to. Now, a little bit more surprising, I guess, is he was acquitted also of the attempted murder of the police officers for firing at them, which I think is a little bit of a braver decision by the jury, but nonetheless the correct one. Now, he was convicted on a felony firearms charge. I believe he was a felon, or he was staying at his dad's house, who was a felon, one way or the other. And because there was a felon in the house, he shouldn't have had a loaded gun, and so they claim that that is a crime, and he was convicted on that charge, and now faces up to 30 years in jail. 30 years. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. And it's almost just as good as did find him of a murder. I mean, if you look at cases where, there have been murders, Derek Chauvin is an example. I mean, he isn't going to do 30 years in prison or anything like that. And I'm not saying Coffey will necessarily get the mad sentence here, or something, but that possibility is certainly striking and very problematic. And so, well, it is fair to say, and as an example, if somebody were to say to you, like, black men in this country never could use a self-defense argument in court, well, that's not true. It did work for Mr. Coffey, and correctly so, but he actually didn't shoot and kill anybody. And if you believe Kyle Rittenhouse did it out of self-defense, even then you do admit there that he did kill somebody, and that's a huge difference in these two cases. And I don't think it's a very good argument. Now, again, we've done two very thorough breakdowns on this show of the Kyle Rittenhouse case, and I've continued to stick with my position that this kid is not a hero, and it's very problematic that the libertarians have adopted like almost a pro-military. I even confronted somebody on Twitter saying, like, hey, you sound like a Marine recruiter saying that this 17-year-old should be on the street with the AR-15 to keep the peace. And he said, yeah, sometimes that's what's needed. So I obviously really disagree with that. At the same time, he was attacked, and self-defense is self-defense. The law is the law, and I don't think he committed any crimes. And again, shouldn't have been there. Everything else, that being said. But I don't think this Coffey or the Kenneth Walker, that is Breonna Taylor's girlfriend, who similarly was not convicted of murder after police broke in on a night raid and tried to kill him and his girlfriend. And, he fought, I think, shot one of them. But again, didn't go to jail for it. And while there are comparisons there, between the two, the cops murdering somebody, then pinning it on somebody else, and that somebody else not going to jail for that murder doesn't overlap. I don't think really with the Kyle Rittenhouse case at all. So just wanted to point that out and make the argument there. Now,